Hey college football fans, it's Chappy here with episode 29 of Walk It Off with Chappy, and today we're going to talk a little UK football. And no, I don't mean that round ball sport that they play over there in the Queen's country. I'm talking bluegrass state football, damn it. And the Kentucky Wildcats have done well for themselves 2 of the last 3 years, and it all starts with head coach Mark Stoops, and good for him for sticking around. This is going to be his 10th season. Good for the University of Kentucky for rewarding him handsomely with a pretty good contract and taking care of not only him and his players with facilities upgrades, but also his assistants. So Stoops has come in and he's created a culture that's physical, ferocious instead of fearful, where they used to be, and also fun. Now he's 57 and 53 in 9 previous seasons, but look at what he's done. So you look at some of the rivalries or the matchups that Kentucky previously did not win. Okay, Tennessee, they had lost 26 straight. Stoops has beaten them twice. Florida, they had lost 34 straight. Stoops has beaten the Gators twice. Even Louisville in the Commonwealth Cup rivalry, prior to Stoops, they had lost 9 of 14. Stoops is 4-4 against the Cardinals. So let's see how they're looking in 2022. Well, we start on offense, and they do have a new offensive coordinator after Liam Cohen and his experiment went well. He's off to the NFL, and they bring in Rich Scangarello, who is from the Sean McVay coaching tree, runs a very similar style offense, and he's got a great trigger man to work with, Will Levis, who is, heralded by some to be a high NFL draft pick. Now, I assess him as a gamer with NFL talent. He's not necessarily the best college quarterback, even in the SEC, but he's going to give the Wildcats certainly a fighting chance. And he's got 2 good backs behind him, Chris Rodriguez, who is the SEC's leading rusher, and then also Cavassier Smoke. Both provide some punch. They want to run through you rather than run away from you, and the backfield's looking good for UK. Now, the concerns on offense are up front, where they lose 3 of their 5 offensive linemen from that big blue wall. But what they have coming back, Eli Cox and Kenneth Horsey, they showed up pretty well in the spring game and gives coaches some good feeling about that interior. Now, they also get Tayshawn Manning, a transfer from Auburn, to fill in one of those tackle spots. So you look out wide. That's the other area of concern, holes that they need to plug. They lose their top 2 receivers in Wan'Dale Robinson, who was their Mr. Everything last year, and then also Josh Ali. But they do try and replace him with Tavion Robinson, who comes over from Virginia Tech, and not only can provide some skill on the outside, but also a damn good punt returner in his own right. Also keep an eye out for their tight end position. So Isaiah Cummings was their 3rd leading receiver in terms of passes caught last year. And they also bring back Keaton Upshaw, who played a pivotal role in 2020 before sitting out to injury last season. And then also Dane Key, a true freshman who showed up in the spring game and was one of their more sought-after recruits. I think that he can make a name for himself in 2022 as well. So let's go to the defensive side, where UK is known for. That's where Mark Stoops kind of buttered his bread, and he's got a great coordinator in Brad White. Enjoy it while you can, because I think White is on that short list of names of up-and-coming, soon-to-be head coaches from the coordinator position. Now, they have 4 great linebackers. J.J. Weaver and Jordan Wright both play that jack position, and then Jaquez Jones was a big addition from Ole Miss last year, had himself an all-SEC type season in the middle, and then DeAndre Square as well. So expect 3, if not all 4 of those guys to be all SEC caliber in some way, shape, or form. They do have some holes to plug in the secondary, but I like the guys that they brought in from the portal, namely Keidron Smith from Ole Miss to join Carrington Valentine at one of those corner spots, and then also Zion Childress, who had a good freshman year at Texas State. He'll team up with Tyrell Ajan at safety, as well as Jalen Geiger, who will step in because the Cats like to play that 3-3-5 type defense. Multiple looks, 3-4 a little bit as well. Now, here's what concerns me for Kentucky. It's the schedule. So they open up in their 2 of their first 3 games are against 2 pretty good MAC opponents. They open up with Miami of Ohio, who is my pick to play in the MAC championship representing the East Division. And then in their 3rd game they play, or 4th game maybe, They play Northern Illinois, who is the reigning MAC champs, and I think will finish as the third best team, if not higher, in the MAC conference this year. In between there, they have to go to the Swamp and play Florida, where they've done pretty well. They've split 2-2 the last 4 seasons, and like we said, Stoops is starting to figure out the Gators. But then, later on in the schedule, they have to go to Ole Miss, where they are 1-3 against the Rebels. They have to go to Knoxville, where Stoops is only 2-7 against the Volunteers in that old beer or bourbon barrel rivalry. You'd think I'd know that one. And then also, they have home games against Georgia, where they've lost 12 straight overall, 9 of them by double digits. And also, they end up at home in the Commonwealth Cup rivalry against the Louisville Cardinals, but in 6 of the last 8 meetings, the road team has won that contest, and Louisville will be the road team this year. So I see a floor of 8-4 for the Wildcats, putting them at 4th in the SEC if those projections go. But I see a ceiling of 11-1 if they can beat 2 of the 3 SEC East foes, Florida, Tennessee, and Georgia. And if that happens, you can expect Kentucky to punch their ticket to their first ever SEC championship in Atlanta. So, where do you think? Are they going to go 8-4, or are they going to rise up to that 11-1 spot? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. This is Chappy, and this is what I know.